Okay guys, welcome back to War Thunder. Today I'm going to be showcasing the premium M26 E1 tank. This is kind of in preparation for the Super Pershing coming out. This was quite expensive tank to buy, but it has helped me grind a lot of my American tanks. And we're just going to take a quick look here at the armor and the thickness of the turret and the front plate. Not a lot for a 6.7, but I got a little bit of protection there. From the front, if I can angle my tank a little bit here. And then the internals, looks like most of the ammo is loaded down below. The gunner and stuff is on the left. So if you're looking at this tank, that's where you'd want to try to pin through, unless you can just go through the front plate, which is not the greatest of angles on it, but that's what it is. But unlike the other premium tanks, this one differs and the rounds that the normal M26 has. I don't know why Gaijin did this, but the standard M82 shot has a lot more penetration than the regular M26 that you're going to unlock. So it's kind of like a special hybrid tank. But we're going to go ahead and jump in this match here, and we'll be taking this thing out on Finland in a match here and see what we can do. We kind of pick up right here where the action starts. I had raced down to the little opening there around where the map is. A lot of times this is a either high reward or high risk situation that will come up. If you can usually make this gap, you can catch people coming down over there to that to the capture point. And right now, I have actually noticed this side has fallen completely. We have no friendlies on this side. Our team has pushed up quite heavily, and I'm hearing a tank. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come around the corner. I know I'm exposing myself to the opening back there, but I want to come around and eliminate this guy and see if we can't help our team, continue that push. And I'm really nervous I'm going to get shot right here, but I noticed the Panther. And so I'm just going to place a shot right in the back of his turret and eliminate him. And try to get my tank around. Sure enough, there goes a guy by. Boy, I tell you what, man, just by the skin of my teeth did I make it in. So I'm trying to turn around really quick here. And here comes the Tiger. I hesitate for just a second, and it could have cost me my life. Unfortunately, he doesn't take the shot. So I'm going to go ahead and drop artillery on his location here and see if we can't engage this player. So at the moment, I have a shot on his lower glacis. I take it, I get the driver and machine gunner knocked out. We are facing Germany this round, so I'm not worried about any of the Russian tanks. And he shoots and misses, and I pull around and put one right on the south front plate of his tank and take him out. Those H1s have a nice front plate. As long as you miss the gunner port, you can eliminate them pretty easily. Now there is a second tank here, and I'm pulling up to make an engagement. Take a quick shot, I rush it, end up hitting the rock there in front of me, and just going to kind of back up here, wait for my gun to reload, and try to get another shot off. I'm hoping he'll shoot again and miss or bounce. Another enemy player coming in. This is a Tiger 2H. I rush my shot, end up bouncing it. I was trying to go for that flat part on his tank there, which is his weak spot. And here comes the Tiger rushing me, so I'm not quite reloaded. I'm backing up, trying to get a shot off on him, and got him to that front weak spot again. It's hard to hide that for those tanks, man. I'll tell you, I love the Tiger, but definitely is a weak spot on their tanks, is that front plate there. And so turn around to the 2H, and I'm going to try to attempt to make a shot here very carefully into his turret, which I do, and eliminate his gunner.
Attention to the map.
And I'm going to pull up here because I know I can reload faster than he can swap his crew. And I'm going to place another well-placed shot into him. Once again, killing his crew that he just replaced. And reloading, and going to take one more final shot into him here. Hesitate for a minute there. I thought I was reloaded and fired, and one more shot into the Tiger. So, one thing I can tell you is that it's very important when you get up higher tiers to understand the tank anatomy. Not only your tank, but the enemy tanks as well. Got a nice little side shot here on this Tiger. So I'm trying to line it up. Just hit a little back. Got his engine, did stop him though. go ahead and be able to reload and push forward and engage here. He's on fire. But getting back to what I was talking about, it's extremely important to understand the anatomy of your tank as well as the anatomy of the enemy. Because when you get up in higher tier tanks, a lot of them have very, very good frontal armor. But each tank has its weakness. And it's whether you shoot at its turret or its turret ring, or maybe the lower glacis, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's the lower plate of the tank, down below where the upper plate and lower plate meet, which you saw me shoot the Tiger there earlier. And some of these tanks are very, very hard to penetrate, and it helps to know, number one, your gun, what it's capable of, whether or not you need to be shooting a different round, or whether or not you need to be shooting at a certain location. And you'll remember that engagement I had with that Tiger 2H. I knew to shoot him in the turret, and especially on that side where his gunner was located. Because if I can knock his gunner out, that means he cannot return fire. And you notice here, I'm trying to hit this guy over at A. I see him, but apparently the little tower is just blocking every shot I'm putting into him. But getting back to tank anatomy, one thing that you have to be aware of is where are the weak spots on the tanks. And if you take your time and aim for those, and you have the ability to make them shoot and miss, then you can do a lot of damage to a tank, if not one shot, and kill it. Some tanks you have to understand their reload rate, whether or not after you shoot and hit that tank in that spot, the gunner, do they have enough time to swap their crew out and be ready to fire again. So for instance, if you're going up, let's say against an IS-2 and you know he just fired, you have roughly about 20 seconds where you can make a move and engage that target before he will have a chance to reload his shell. I'm trying one more time to shoot this guy. I know this Tiger's over here to my left, taking a shot, and just I'm not getting anything. So I'm backing up. Our whole side has fallen down, and this Tiger here is trying to engage me. I'm just using the rock for cover. Not too concerned with him just yet. You know, we'll see if he becomes impatient and pushes up here. And I'm just worried about the tank that's on the cap that's currently shooting our teammates. I'm not concerned at the moment with my flank, with my rear, because you'll notice on the minimap I have a teammate over there. But I do know if he goes down, then I need to be able to draw my attention back to the cap. And here this guy is. He's finally pushing, and he's had enough. He backs away a little bit. He's a little nervous, which I don't blame him. You know, you want to make sure that you make a good shot. Pulling up here to try to get a shot into his turret, knock out his gunner and loader commander. So I feel free to go ahead and push up, because I know he's either going to pull back and repair, and he cannot take a shot at me at this moment. So I'm just going to aim another shot right on this weak spot. Shoot a little high on it. I was rushing my shot. I am going to back up now because I know he can shoot again. So I'm just going to reload and wait for the opportunity to take the shot on him. Reloaded, pushing forward just a little bit. He fires, misses, and put a shot right through that lower glacis, which he's exposed, and take the target out. I'm getting shot from over at the cap, and I noticed the guy sitting there. So, oh man, just got hit just a little too hard. I was about to pull the trigger there on his weak spot. That did cost me a crew member. I got to pull back and repair real quick. But my artillery's up again, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this. Once again, I'm noticing that my rear is covered. I have that AAA up high. I have a guy coming in behind, so I feel pretty confident that I'm not exposed back there. But now I'm just sitting here waiting to repair. I'm looking at the scoreboard, making sure where the teams are at, how many players they actually have left, and I'm going to try to push out here and re-engage the situation where he's at. My rear is a little slow at the moment now, but just kind of look over there through that artillery. T-34, Calliope's pushing up on him, and I think we got this in our hand. I'm still a little nervous about my rear, but I'm noticing that AAA truck is there, so I feel a little more confident about my current situation. I'm just trying to make up my mind, should I go back and watch it since I got two teammates capping, and there's still a lot of the enemy team unaccounted for at this moment. So it's going to kind of push up here a little bit. Not seeing anything going on at the moment, but I'm still extremely cautious. And I will say, guys, you know, tanking in RB is a lot different than tanking in arcade. I enjoy arcade a lot, but it's also probably one of the most frustrating things I've ever played. Just due to the fact that ooh, had a little lag there. I'm noticing my teammates have gone down at the cap point, so I'm moving back over to intercept anyone that's coming up. But and then there we go, a little Osteo win here. See if I can put a shot to him. Got a critical. Still moving. I didn't knock out his engine. I did take out his gunner. Shooting some machine guns at him. Pushing up. Shots at him. Drop some artillery on him. There goes a bomber. I lost sight, but I just took a hit. Don't know exactly where from, but I did just take a hit. Took another hit. Took a massive hit there. Got my gun barrel, knocked out 2 of my crew, so I have got to back up, and there he is, right there. Put another shot at me, so I'm doing a little wiggle, trying to make that shot harder, and put that rock in between me and him, and quickly repair. Which I wish it was quickly. It's 45 seconds, but at least I'm safe for the moment unless he rushes me. Gotta call him out to my teammates, see if maybe they can't come over and help me engage him. Not many of us left, but let's see what happens. But anyways, going back to what I'm talking about, you notice a lot of times when me and Jim are playing in tanks, it can be very frustrating. And I think the reason that it is you were able to be spotted from so far away in arcade, and you know, it's a lot easier to I feel to die in it, and it's sometimes frustrating, especially with being up tiered all the time. My advice is, if you're going to play arcade tanks, just, you know, take it for a grain of salt what it is. It's arcade. There's a shot. He's backing up. Red's over there. I aim a little too low. Just a quick shot downrange. I do have a teammate coming around the corner. I'm going to call it out. 2 of them. But the thing that I think that I like about RB tanks is that the intensity of the matches. You never know when you're going to go out, and I can't tell you how many times I've taken tanks out, and this was probably my 3rd attempt to get a gameplay with this, and I did not know I was going to end up with 8 kills in this game. But it's the intensity of the matches. Shot here. Got his gunner, machine gunner, commander, cannon breach. I'm going to drop artillery there. Nope, he's going to pushing on in. Unfortunately, I have a very, very, very slow reload right now due to just having 2 crew. Pop some machine guns off on him. Let my team know that he is here, and he has been spotted. Still just trying to reload. I know he's really, really hurt. He's trying to push up on me. He's got a lot of damage to his tank, so he's going to try to actually push up on me. Reloaded. Aim and take a quick shot and go right through the front of his turret. But I think what's fun about RB tanks to me is that unknown where people are. And if you're going to play in realistic tanks, my advice would be to slow down, take your time. You're going to have to really listen and listen for sounds around you and other tanks. You need to really understand your tank anatomy and the anatomy of the tanks that you're going against. Because honestly, you know, I would say from 5.0 down, it doesn't really matter. You can just point and shoot. I mean, it does to a degree, but a lot of times you just point and shoot at the tank. But when you get up in higher, you know, tanks, there's a lot of different armor angles that you're going to end up bouncing your shot off. And I remember when I first, I guess, bought this tank, I had mentioned to Jim how much I absolutely hated this tank. You know, couldn't play with it, and I bought this early on in my tanking, you know, when I started actually taking tanks out. And I was getting frustrated with this tank. I'm like, this thing sucks. I'm dying so easy. I can't penetrate people. I was even using the HVAP rounds that this thing comes with. But I remember early on when this came out, I just was not doing well at all doing the tanking on this. And it was very frustrating to me, because even with the HVAP rounds and everything that I had with this, it was just very, very difficult for me to use. And what I learned is that it wasn't the fact that this tank wasn't good. And every tank has its strengths and its weaknesses. It's the fact that I did not understand the anatomy of the tanks that I was going against. I'd be shooting Tiger 2s right in the front plate where I'm used to shooting them with lower tier tanks on other low tier tanks, and I would, be able to kill them. But when you get up into higher tanks, you need to know where to shoot. You'll notice the T-44 here next to me. If I was to try to shoot him in that front plate, more than likely I'm going to bounce due to the angle that he had. So guys, I just wanted to say thanks for stopping by. I hope this commentary kind of helped a little bit. I felt like it was a really strong, good gameplay. If you would, just mention some other tank in the comment section below that you'd like for me to tank out. A little combination of them. And I'm going to try to get some videos out on some of my favorite tanks. But thanks for stopping by, guys, and you have a good day.